Welcome inside the State Champs Sports Network studio for another edition of State Champs at the State Finals. I'm Chase Kaufman, and this program is presented by Lawrence Technological University. The Blue Devils want you to recruit yourself. Go to ltuathletics.com. This is the 2021 MHSAA Team Bowling State Finals. It was a long and difficult season for all teams in Michigan, but they were able to complete the season this past weekend and crown some new and some familiar state champions. Let's begin our coverage in Division 4.
I'm Kevin Czerzinski reporting from Super Bowl in Canton for the Division 4 Team Bowling State Finals. And we start with the girls. Hanover Horton beat the defending state champs Bronson in the semis as the Comets squared up against with Traverse City Christian for the championship. The Sabres of Traverse City Christian took both Baker games to go up 39 pins. Headed into the regular game, Hanover Horton's Cassidy Alexander getting the top score for the Comets at 178 and KT Warren right behind her with 176. But those solid scores would not be enough as TC Christian's Ella Wendell rolling the best score of the day with 192 and Brooke Smith backing her up as she would score at 168. Traverse City Christian is your new 2021 Division 4 Girls Bowling State Champions after defeating Hanover Horton by 35 pins, 1077 to 1042. This is Traverse City Christian's first state title in any girls sport.
You know, our school has never won a state championship for girls in anything, so it really was an awesome moment for us. And it's the first title since 2004, I think, for our bowling center, high school state championship. So it was really a great moment for, I think, our whole community and our town. You know, we were unsure for a long time whether we were going to even have a season. And to have this opportunity to have a season, have a state championship, and to be able to succeed at this level, it's unbelievable.
Well, it was mainly just like a mental game. Like, you just have to focus on the next ball, and you have to focus on your team instead of just your individual game. And just do what you know how to do and what you've been practicing for all season.
Now onto the boys Division 4 Team Bowling Finals. Manchester and St. Charles battled it out for the state crown, and St. Charles, no stranger to the finals, 3 appearances in 10 years, and winning the D4 crown back in 2010. The Baker games would be all in favor for the Bulldogs, taking games 1 and 2 respectively with a 43-pin lead headed into the regular game. Manchester was led by Bobby Steeman in the regular game as he shot a 189 for the Flying Dutchman, and right behind him was Gabe Morgan rolling a 178. For St. Charles, Brandon Armstrong led his Bulldog shooting a 192 to lead all bowlers in the finals. While Manchester won the regular game 854 to 819, the lead from the Baker games paid off for the Bulldogs. St. Charles is your new 2021 Division 4 Boys Bowling State Champions after defeating Manchester by 8 pins.
Honestly, it was our spare shooting. Our spare shooting was, I mean, we had a lot of mobile pin spares, a lot of, 7 counts, 6 counts that we were converting early, when the shot was really difficult. We started out with like 169, 151. We hit a speed bump with 123, but then we picked up after that. We really never had, other than that 123, really never had a low Baker game. We did have a 220 though. That guy's pretty good. We were, after the 4 games, we were like 6th, and then we made a little move. We shot that 220 Baker game. Got us in the first, going to the Petersons, and then we held our spot at the Petersons, which we wanted to do. We held our spot.
Well, our team did very well today. It was in our favor like 90% of the time. We definitely had to grind to get the win though. I wouldn't say it was just kind of handed to us. We played all 10 frames and we just didn't give up.
They were bowling for trophies in Jackson at the Division III Boys and Girls Team State Finals. I'm Greg Molson.
Yeah, let's
Starting with the girls, Birch Run was taking on Armada. We begin with the Baker games, and it's the Tigers jumping on top. Isabella Allen with the strike. Then it's Samantha Doles with another. Armada leading 365 to 343 going into the singles games. Doles would lead the way for the Tigers, picking up the spare here on her way to a game of 202. But Birch Run would make up its early deficit with its depth. Jessica Inman gets all 10 pins to fall. She'd roll a 168. Up next for the Panthers, Cheyenne Brown gets a 180 game, picking up a spare there. And the Panthers were led by Jillian Inman with a score of 215. Birch Run wins it by 48 pins, 1,200 to 1,152, taking its second state title in the past 5 years.
Let's go! It means everything. I've waited 4 years for this, and I finally got it with my team. I've been on varsity for 4 years, so this is really big for me.
It means a lot. We've been working so hard this year, and so I feel like it really paid off.
It is just so fulfilling. I'm so proud of the girls. They worked so hard and put everything into it, and I don't know, I'm just overwhelmed for them.
Boyne City was back in the boys' final for the second straight year, looking to finish one spot higher than last year.
So I promised you guys at the beginning of the year, right, that we were going to get here. We're here, okay? Now you keep your promise to me, and you go win this thing, okay? Finish strong. Have fun.
The Ramblers taking on Grass Lake, who won the Division IV state title last year, and the Warriors were not intimidated, moving up to D3, jumping out to a 37-pin lead in the Baker games. Looking to come from behind like the Birch Run girls, Boyne City was led by Zach Hardy, who rolled a 182, and Michael Deming, who scored a 185. But the defending champs from Grass Lake would not be caught, with 3 players scoring over 200 games. The team's only senior, Sean Wires, had a 208. Brenton Cochran gets the strike here to help him get a 228, and leading the way was Jack Marshall, who rolled a 238. Marshall putting the finishing touches on the win with the final roll here as Grass Lake wins a second straight state title, beating Boyne City 1357 to 1179. Even moving up a division, the Warriors knew they'd win it again.
Oh yeah, we already knew that we were the best team here. It's just, it is what it is. Moved up, took another dub.
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't have a doubt in it. I knew we were going to do it again. I mean, there was just no way anybody was better than us here.
Absolutely. We've had that feeling all right from the beginning of the year. These boys want it bad, and it's been kind of in our system from last year. And they watched, actually, the JV team that moved to varsity won JV states last year. And then we won varsity states, and they wanted it just as bad this year.
If you're a high school athlete with the dream of playing college sports, Lawrence Technological University wants you to recruit yourself. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports, including its newest additions, competitive cheer and dance, esports, women's hockey, and men's and women's track and field. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
I'm Ryan Slocum in Waterford for the Division II Team Bowling State Finals. We begin with the girls and the defending champion Mason taking on Flint Kersley in a rematch of last year's semifinals, where the Bulldogs snapped the Hornets' streak of 6 straight state titles. Kearsley showed they were the team to beat from qualifying, and they continued to flex their muscles in the Baker games, taking the first contest 165-135. Sarah Ritchie with the strike here. The Hornets also won the second Baker to take a 55-pin lead into the team game. And the Hornets would stay hot. The defending individual state champ, Megan Tim, had 4 strikes in her first 5 frames and led Kearsley with a 190. Mason battles back, led by Grace Whipple, who was incredible, rolling a match-high 237. And she was helped along the way by Leah Rue, who finished with a 185. But the Hornets had too much. Allison Eibel gets them all to fall here on her way to a 179. Amelia Stirk rolled a 188 and had the shot of the match when she does the splits. Kearsley gets its revenge, beating Mason by 23 pins to win its 8th state championship in 10 years, led by 5 seniors who will all go on to bowl in college.
Really means a lot. I've been bowling with these girls since I was in middle school, so we've been together for a really long time. And we're all going our separate ways now, which is kind of bittersweet to do this, but to do it against Mason, who knocked us out last year, is just even better.
Everything to me. It's very, very important to me. And I'm so glad I got to be a part of it while I did.
It's unreal to be part of the best bowling team in the state. I'm so grateful to be here, to have the team that I do. It's incredible.
On the guys' side, it was Chelsea taking on Dearborn Divine Child in the state championship match. The Bulldogs jumped all over the Falcons in the Bakers with games of 220 and 190. Tyler Bowman knocking down a pair of strikes in the 10th to give Chelsea a 74-pin lead going into the team game. And that's where this match does a complete 180. The sophomore Andrew Carl led all bowlers, rolling a 231, and he wasn't alone in the 200 club. Junior Paul Stewart right there with him, bowling a 226. Lucas Hopkins did everything he could to keep Chelsea alive. He led the Bulldogs with 195, but 3 Falcons would go over 200, including senior Noel Jackson, who finished at 210, helping Dearborn Divine Child complete the comeback and win its first state title by 48 pins over Chelsea.
You just feel like you're on cloud 9, you don't want it to stop, so you just kind of accept it as it comes, and we kind of just never doubted ourselves, try to trust our shots and make correct ball changes and correct moves, and it all just ended up working out in the end.
Going down 74 pins in the final, we just wanted to chip away at it, and we got a couple balls to kind of roll our way, a couple lucky breaks, but make no doubt about it, our kids came to play, and regardless of what happens any other day of the year, these kids wanted it, and they were state champs.
Did you record an unbelievable touchdown, a game-winning goal, or just a proud parent moment? Then we want your clip. Upload your video to the brand new State Champs Network app so we can feature it on one of our shows and give your player, team, and school the recognition they deserve. All it takes is just a few easy clicks, and every clip that is submitted will automatically be eligible for prizes. Download the State Champs Network app today for iPhone and Android devices.
I'm Chase Kaufman, and we go to Thunderbolt Lanes for the Division I Finals. In the boys, the Salem Rocks in the championship match for the 2nd year in a row. They went up against Macomb, Dakota as they went for their first state hardware since 2012. Salem going for its 3rd state title in school history, and we start in the first Baker game as Caleb Sizak for the Rocks gets them down for the strike. We have Kevin Moore next for Dakota, here with the two-handed approach, and the lefty is smooth as they all fall down. The Rocks would prevail in the first Baker game. Dominic Pirelli knocks them down. Salem would take the first Baker 171 to 153. The Cougars on the prowl in the next Baker. This is Greg Guzik, also with 2 hands. Boom for the strike. Next up, it would be Shane LeGarrette for Dakota, and he gets that 10-pin to drop for another strike. Cougars take the second game 182 to 176, but still trailed Salem by 12 pins heading into the individual games. Dakota would get off to a hot start. Connor Rogas was on his game. He had the best overall individual score of 259. But that's when Salem started to take it up a notch. This is the anchor Jaden Kurowski for the Rocks. He bowled a 227 in his individual game. Then it would be Brendan Chorian getting in on the fun here with the Brooklyn as he rolled a 214 game. And here is Xander Kraft for Salem. He was smooth and precise. His score of 259 was tops on the team. Salem would outduel Dakota 1057 to 974 as the Rocks would go on to win its first state title in 4 years.
It was amazing, especially for our fellow senior. Our sophomore year we actually took third. Last year we took second. This year it's great to take first. So it feels really good.
I'm going to remember how hard we all worked to come back off that short start and to fight through some struggles at the early season to come together at the end and win it all.
Awesome. Every year that you win it, it feels awesome, but this one was really special. So
very rewarding. It definitely hurt. The guys left last year. Very disappointed. They had 3 splits in the last 3 frames and lost the match by 5 pins. So redemption for them is just awesome.
We go to the girls. 2 teams in the title tilt for the first time ever as the Tigers from Belleville took on the Eagles from Hudsonville. And we picked things up in the first Baker game. This would be the senior anchor McKenna Hendrickson getting herself the turkey in the 10th as Hudsonville led by 23 pins after the first Baker. Belleville would counter back in the next Baker game. Aces Wells for the Tigers with the smooth delivery for the strike. Next up, it would be Claudia Jenkins for the Tigers with the Brooklyn as that last pin falls. Belleville was up 301 to 297 as they headed into the individual games. The Tigers would jump out early in the individual portion. This is Southpaw Sydney Allison with the strike. She led her team with a 198 game. Hudsonville would come right back. Morgan Blau with the perfect roll for the strike. She shot a second high score of 181. This would be a close one for the rest of the way. Catherine Dybricki for Belleville gets them down for the strike. But in the end, it would be too much Hudsonville. It's Hendrickson with that last pin dropping. She had a team best score of 194. Then it's Sierra DeYoung getting that 7-pin to go down for the strike. Hudsonville would hang on to beat Belleville by 27 pins to claim its first ever girls bowling state championship.
Feels amazing. It's really this is a really good feeling to just end on a really high note with my team, especially since this was my last game with them.
What an accomplishment. The girls bowled amazing today. Our goal was to take top 8, make the cut, and then anything could happen from there. The girls qualified to 3rd place, beat our expectations. I was hoping for 8th. And then we bowled against some very good teams, and hey, the girls, they just did awesome.
Congratulations once again to all of our state champs. Be sure to follow State Champs Michigan on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and check out State Champs TV on YouTube. Download the free State Champs Network app to catch all the shows. You can even watch on YouTube, Amazon Fire Stick, or on Roku. I'm Chase Kaufman, and thanks for watching.
State Champs is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships available in all sports. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Detroit Medical Center's physical therapy and sports medicine pros. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechanger.